Sharks aren't supposed to cry, or so the saying goes. If tears fell from a shark eye, how would you ever know?
Welcome everybody to TruExact Show. Shark Week 2021 continues. I got my same Hawaiian shirt on, different hat. I keep the fitteds fresh and the shirts not so much. But I do wash them, I swear to God. So tonight's guest we have on Marine Biologist. Are you a turtle conservationist as well?
Yes, shark and
Awesome.
sea turtle conservation.
I can't wait to learn about that actually. The one, the only, CARLEE JACKSON. How are you doing?
I am doing well. How are you guys doing?
Awesome. I mean, us three up here in Jersey, it's kind of disgusting. Rose is in Kansas City, probably a little nicer weather. So, you know, we could be better is what I'm saying personally. But
I feel that.
before we get into some shark questions and stuff we have to ask, just tell us about yourself, where you're from, how you actually got into your profession.
Yeah, so I am originally from Michigan, Detroit specifically, and I got into sharks when I was very, very young, maybe like 5 or 6 years old. I just remember seeing a book on sharks. It just had a picture of a shark. I told my mom, I have to get this book. She was like, why? I was like, I just have to get it, you know, just read it. And I read the book and was immediately hooked on all things ocean and all things sharks. And just as I grew up, it stuck. I was like, I want to work with sharks. I want to be a marine biologist. And yeah, and here I am now.
There you go.
Now, you're from Michigan. Was there any like courses around you that had that and offered that? How'd you know like how to venture into that? Like how much research did it take?
Yeah, a lot. So my access to the ocean and the sharks was just through books. And my mom would be the first one to tell you that I literally checked out every single book on sharks in every library that I went to.
Wow.
So I just read a lot on sharks and just like the ocean. And really like going into college, I knew that I wanted to, go into marine biology. So I was like, I have to find a college that is near the ocean and that has a good marine science program. So I went to Florida, of all wonderful places. I was like, I need to get out of Michigan. I'm never going back. But yeah, so I think, after that, like I was also an athlete. So I swam all 4 years in college. And like, I really didn't have a lot of research experience. So really just like, I think honestly, like 3/4 of college, I was kind of just winging it. I was like, I just want to be a marine biologist. But unfortunately, being an athlete, I was kind of just tied to the NCAA. So I didn't have much guidance or much, I didn't take advantage of the resources that they had because I just didn't know any resources that my school had. But yeah, I think it was my last semester senior years when I did like full on marine biology courses and it was all field work and everything. And I was like, yes, this is it. Like, this is definitely what I want to do. And then I went to grad school because I realized I was like, oh, I need to go to grad school if I really want to get into research. So I ended up going to school still in Florida, just like 45 minutes south of where I originally went to school, and ended up doing shark research there. So
that's really cool. I like how you just casually said, I was winging it 3 years in college and I became a marine biologist.
Yeah.
I winged it 4 years in college and I pretty much averaged a C-.
And it was a community college.
It was a community college. Yeah. I was just hang out with Eric until 3 o'clock and then not go to class and waste all
I
my
mean,
money.
it's still college.
It's great.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it in perspective. I'm interviewing you from my basement in a Hawaiian shirt. So that kind of explains it all. Little known fact, too, I learned the state of Michigan is known as the oven mitt. Just have to throw that out there.
Yes.
Wow.
What?
Right?
Scott reads a lot.
No.
I
No.
You've never heard of a mitten either? Oh my goodness.
Never. I just learned it 20 minutes ago. So, but one thing Eric said earlier, the landlocked states. I just want to know, when's like the first time you saw the ocean, like being from Michigan?
I was at a family reunion in California, or think it was either a family reunion or I just was in California for vacation, but I was really young. My brother was like 1, so I had to have been like 5 or 6 years old, but the water was cold, so I really didn't get in the water, but that was the first time I was at the ocean. And I think the first time I really was like in the water snorkeling was in Mexico. I think we went to Mexico on a cruise, and I got to snorkel, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. There's fish and the water's not cold.
That's amazing. I hate the water. Rose, you're our guest panelist. I'll pass it to you. I know you like to vicariously live through these shark marine biologists.
I do.
So go on.
I'm sitting here like, you went snorkeling in Mexico? What's Mexico like? What's the waters like? I'm stuck here in Missouri.
I feel you.
So, like, what is the scariest experience you've had, in your opinion?
Scariest. To be perfectly honest, it's been with sea turtles.
Get out of here.
I was over here thinking turtles are bad.
Can I just say, sea turtles are my favorite sea animal. Dogs are my favorite land. So I'm going to say I don't believe you on this, but let's see what you have to say. I chased one when I was in Hawaii. I chased one so long. I'm not afraid of the water. I had a panic attack that a shark was going to get me. People were this small. I just like swam with this guy for a while. So and he was nice to me. What did you do to him?
Well, I guess I wasn't being very nice to him, but I worked in a rehab facility, so I had to just give the turtles medication if you want them to get back out in the ocean. But
so he was on drugs. Okay, that makes sense.
Basically. No, but there was a turtle that I'll never forget. This turtle, we named him Thor, and I had to go get him out of his tank in order to give him his medicine. And as soon as I get him out of the tank, he just flipped out, and just his fins, he did that, and my hands are right there, and I thought my hands were broken. I was so convinced. Wow. I was like, this turtle broke my hand. And turtles are a lot stronger than you would think. Usually on a turtle, I guess you can't really see, a plate size to I don't know, a tray size turtle, you need 2 people to usually hold that turtle down. So wow. Yeah, and like I said, I prefer sharks over turtles usually, and sharks, I've never almost been bitten by a shark before. I've been bitten multiple times by turtles because they're little dicks. They're horrible. Wow.
Do they take a chunk of skin out? Because they've got little beaks kind of, right? Do they really mess you up?
I haven't gotten bit by a turtle, but definitely close call, bite and move my hand away, and then a little bit of a nip maybe on my arm. But it's usually only the small ones. The bigger ones are definitely, I don't even go near, especially the loggerheads. They can take your whole hand off.
Snapper turtles are no joke either.
I was going to say, that reminds me of a snapping turtle. Those are not fun. Not fun at all.
I want to say, after hearing your turtle encounter, I'm Team Carly, and I'm all for turtle slander. Also, I wish so much, now that happened, that when Eric was swimming with it, that it would have taken his hand off. I would give so much to go back in time and just for you to call with no hand.
I would have died. I was so far. People were tiny dots, and I was all nervous that it was murky water. I'm this is what they all were saying. If it's murky water, you're by yourself. This is what a shark will come and accidentally you and get you, And then I'm sitting there trying to, get my hand and then blood all over the water. Yeah, that's
you have been killed.
Yeah.
Best way to die. Best way to die.
I'm one with the ocean. Everyone's where's Eric?
Exactly. It's man.
Fun shark fact. Yeah. They can't really detect our blood in the water.
Really? So we've been lied to in every movie.
They can so if you think about it from an evolutionary perspective, why would they ever really need to smell human blood? Because they respond more to blood or fish blood or mammal blood or sea mammal blood because
that's
in the ocean, and it's what they've been eating for years. So so just fun little fact.
Well, why can they detect the difference? Can they detect the difference between human blood and sea mammal blood?
Yeah, so they're actually, I think there was a video. I think there was a video of like a diver, and they had I think they actually never tried this, but they had like had blood in the water. Like I think they had like a little cut on them or something, and like just had waved their hand around, and the shark just completely ignored it. And I was like,
Wow.
oh. But
That
then,
could have went
then I looked
so
it up.
wrong.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I was like, don't
just see
ever
what
try
happens.
this. That was definitely a bad idea. But
Yeah.
he did.
This guy's
prove a
like,
point.
film this real quick. But that would be actually a good, if it was a more prepared experiment, like you have a shark in the middle, right? And you dump a bunch of like fish blood and like some like maybe human blood from like a human pet to see what he does. But I should be in this field.
Right?
I just picture, because Eric, you have someone coming from the West Coast that you're showing them the beach this week. And you go to the ocean, go watch this, and you get eaten.
I know. That'll be the one time, or
Yeah,
the
I
time they'll
died.
be
He's like, my bag's at your house. I don't.
and then they'll be like, Carly said on that one
Yeah.
podcast, and why?
I mean, I would do it. I'd be like, look, mom, look, it's all good. Like, don't freak out anymore. We're kosher.
I'm getting taken away. Tell my story.
Oh my
Yes.
Well, yes, you didn't
Carly,
get that advice from me.
Where did that, like, false information start, if you know? Do you know, like, where that started?
Yeah, I mean, I think just sharks in general just have that whole like fear factor to them, and definitely since the Jaws movie back in in the 70s, they just, it was a huge like negative stigma on sharks. So, you know, they're like, it's blood, so the sharks are going to attack you because there's blood in the water. Because
And the first time I saw Jaws, I was like, yay, sharks, we can have them as vicious pets.
Oh, God.
Like, how protective. Oh, yeah.
I love that. I definitely didn't think that when I first saw Jaws, but that is...
Lake Placid scared me way more than Jaws.
Yeah, I'm definitely more scared of those, what was that, crocodile or like gators?
Gators,
Yeah,
crocodile.
they go after me.
Gators, all of that.
Not even like question.
And you moved to Florida.
I know, and I'm in Orlando now, like that, yeah, and there are like more
Ooh.
gators around here.
That's crazy.
Well, if any gators somehow watch this episode, we love you and do not attack
Yeah.
Carly in Orlando.
Please, I do not taste good, probably.
Why would an alligator watch this? What am I talking about? Brian, save me here.
No, let's talk about how you just like put that PSA out there for alligators watching this. We're just gonna blow by that. Whatever.
Yeah. And sharks aren't watching this because a laptop would go bad underwater.
Exactly. Unless they were in an aquarium. You know,
Yeah.
Okay, you just hold it up. Friends.
Mhm.
Go on,
Gone off the
Brian.
rails.
Sorry, if you have anything, bro.
What's the level of intelligence in turtles?
Good question.
Let's see.
Great question.
I don't know if you would call it intelligence, and more so like instinct and what's the word? I can't think of the other word that's not intelligence, but they are like they know where they are all the time and they know where to go all the time, and that's because they think that scientists suspect they use the Earth's magnetic field to literally, they're just like their own GPS. They just have a GPS.
They're aware. They're very aware.
Yes, they're very aware, and they can just basically anywhere they are in the ocean, they know how to get like back to the beach that they were born at, or to their where they eat, their foraging grounds, and they just use all of Earth's magnetic fields, which I think is pretty cool.
And a lot of that is like their instincts too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, have you ever seen, I mean, obviously just with studying animals at all, I'm sure there's all sorts of doctors and researchers all around the world. Have you ever noticed any type of like self-awareness in any animal you've worked with?
Not really. I will say that every animal definitely has their own personality. And like definitely with the sea turtles, I can see it a lot, especially when we have sea turtles that have been in our rehab facility for like months up to a year. We're like, we know that one's not nice and absolutely does not want you to get in the tank with it to give it meds. Then this one is chill. Like they're each very different. So I don't know if you can call that self-awareness, but definitely each one is, they have personality. So they just, not every animal is the same. So they just
Like
they prefer certain things.
they have like different demeanors about them, right?
Yeah, exactly. Different. Some have little attitudes, some don't.
What about jellyfish? They suck.
Yeah,
They're food for sea turtles, but they're just. I got stung when I was in 3rd grade, and I've cursed them to the death. Like, I hate jellyfish. I hate.
You came out really aggressive with that.
I know,
What about jellyfish?
wow.
They suck.
They suck.
It
Like,
really hurt you.
yeah, no, like I remember I was on a boogie board, and I was with my mom, and then I felt something on my feet, and I thought it was a scrunchie. This is how old I am, dating myself. I thought it was a scrunchie. I was like, "My scrunchie's on my ankle." She's like, "What?" And then I felt, and it like was all up my legs. And then I go up on the beach, and it was going up to my knees and my waist, and my mom's panicking. She's like, "It's gonna go to your heart." So I had to pee all over myself. It was awful.
What?
No, you're supposed to, right? Back me up.
Yeah.
You have to pee on yourself.
Okay.
I
have
actually
someone
heard
pee
that
on.
you don't have to, but
You don't have to, but if you want to and need an excuse.
I was gonna say, do it if it makes you feel better.
I'm gonna listen to the scientist on this one, boys.
I love it.
I'm learning
I
so
think that
much.
came from, because I think you're supposed to put something, what is it, like something very basic on it, something like that. 'Cause I think there's ammonia.
You know how you avoid getting stung by jellyfish? You don't go in the ocean. That's what I do. And that's why I don't get stung by
You missed out on
jellyfish.
the ocean, you fool.
What?
You missed out on the ocean then.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
you know
The ocean
what?
is amazing.
It's great to look at. I love it.
Will you
Absolutely.
go on like the glass bottom boats? Do you prefer those?
Oh, God, I'd rather go in the ocean than a glass. I'd get too nervous about a glass bottom boat. Are you
What?
kidding?
No, but then you can see
What if it
what,
broke?
like,
He drops his cup. No.
I think they make them a little sturdy so that that don't happen.
I
You should try it
those,
if you don't.
like hotel rooms underwater.
The hotel room on water, yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I would do that for
I
sure.
got those. The hotel. I would be terrified to turn on the light in the middle of the night, but it would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not an ocean guy. I mean, I don't have, I'm not well for the sunlight, and
A Hawaiian shirt is all you get.
It's not for everyone.
it's not for everyone, and it's not for me. That's for sure. So
Wear a wetsuit.
Oh, are you kidding me? Eric, you've seen me without a shirt. Envision me in a wetsuit. It's not a pretty sight. It is. I
Wear a
look like
wetsuit. Wear a wetsuit with that Hawaiian shirt over it.
Oh, the
Perfect.
shark-
Oh my! Just definitely take pictures whenever if you have.
Yeah.
Right?
The shark wouldn't even look at me if I got to. He'd be like, "You were disgusting."
It looks like you have a wetsuit under it now.
So we'll get back into Rose. Go on with another question. Get this episode back on track, Rose. I'm relying on you.
What is the most rewarding thing about your job?
I would say that the most rewarding thing is just seeing results from what you've researched, and I think I felt most rewarded through the rehab facility that I worked through, because we'd get sick and injured turtles, and then we'd nurse them back to health and hopefully be able to get them back out into the ocean. So that was a really cool part of my job, and being able to see turtles that were literally just like on death's door, like make a turnaround. I mean, it was a long turnaround, but it also just kind of made me sit back and realize how like hardy these little animals are, and how they heal ridiculously fast. But it's definitely rewarding. Yeah. It's definitely rewarding to be able to see them like go swim back out in the ocean like they're supposed to, and you know, like that's overall contributing to their conservation, because I think overall conservation is just very rewarding. Being able to implement new things and seeing conservation is slow, so seeing results usually takes many years, but being able to see those results is still rewarding no matter when.
Yeah.
I love that.
It heals so fast.
Well, what?
Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Why do they heal so fast? Like, what about their immune system?
So they're reptiles, and I think reptiles in general just heal very fast. I'm not well versed on their immune system, but they do develop granuloma and like scar tissue very quickly. So like with their shells, we'd have a lot of boat strike turtles, and their shell doesn't exactly like heal over and like grow back together, but there's just a bunch of scar tissue that develops and granuloma that just form tissue that's able to protect it, and it hardens. So it's just like, I think it's just so cool. And it,
That's awesome.
and it, I don't know, it's a cool scar for them. I don't know, it's like a battle scar.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't think that, but I'm like, wow, you look pretty cool now.
Is there a risk of them becoming too domesticated, and then there's a fear of putting them out in the wild and they maybe don't have their wits about them?
Yeah, we really would only have that concern for permanent residents. So our permanent residents are the ones that we target feed. We have them like on a strict like routine, and like they're just in a tank the whole time. Our other turtles that we rehabilitate, we make sure that they, like when we feed them, we threw the food over the tank and tried to make it so they wouldn't see us throwing the food. And then also they're in just like a tank that has blue walls and like a window. So it's like they really, if anything, the whole time they're not like sitting here like, oh, like when am I going to get food next? They're like, all right. So
Okay.
just like if you were in a hospital bed, you're like, when am I getting out of here?
Yeah.
So,
I have a weird question. So when turtles when they're born, the females go back to where they were born and lay their eggs, right?
mm-hmm.
So if they were in a conservation and had their eggs there for whatever reason, and then those babies went out to the real, where would they go?
So like if they were like in a rehab center?
Yeah, and then they went out to the wild, got pregnant. Where would they be like, where do I drop these babies off?
So with sea turtles, I think I'm understanding your question, but I'm going to answer it like in two different ways. So
yeah.
With the females, they lay their eggs in the sand. So if they were in our rehab facility, they like just wouldn't. We also x-ray all of our, or I say that like I still work there, but this was like a month ago. But they x-ray the turtles to, just make sure everything's good inside. And that's how we can also see eggs from a female.
Okay.
So sometimes like we did have a nesting female. She was going back to the water after nesting and got stuck on the rocks. So it was just like slippery. She just went the wrong way.
Okay.
But she did have like a huge boat strike that her back flippers were not working correctly. So we took her to our rehab facility and we x-rayed her, and turns out there were eggs in her. So we actually induced labor. There's like some chemical that you inject them with, induced labor, so that she could just like, get the rest of the eggs out so she wasn't stressing so much while she was there. And then, but besides that, like once they're out of those tanks, they're like, they know where they are. Even the whole time when they're in the tank, they're like, I'm not really supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be out in the water.
That's wild.
So once we release them back out, they know exactly what to do, where to go.
Okay.
That's crazy.
It's mind blowing.
There's got to be something like in their DNA, though, like coded into them, where it's just like ingrained to be able to just go do that thing.
Yeah, for sure. It has to be. And like just straight up like instincts. They just have like such a strong sense of instinct and where they should go. And the babies I'm pretty sure it has to be like they imprint on the beach when they, after they're born, they just like imprint on that beach. So they just know at least the general area. So like if sea turtles were being born in, or, going to the water in like Fort Lauderdale, they could come back 30 years later and nest like maybe like 10 miles north or like 10 miles south, but it's still like the general area. So they just like have a good sense of just where they are.
So their instinct would be like the first beach that they would have been on after being released?
Yeah. Yeah, so they wouldn't like come back to the
center.
beach in Boca. Yeah.
That's so cool.
You just walk up to work one day, there's like 50 turtles. Hello.
Hey, we're supposed to be nesting here.
Oh, wait, so I get shit for a PSA about alligators, and Brian's allowed to say turtles are going to knock on a window and ask to come back.
They have flippers, Scott. They could do it.
Whatever. Eric, I'm also going to go out on a limb and say that turtle question, third best question you've ever asked on this show, ever. Yeah. Third best question. I don't know 1 and 2, but I don't want to give you that good of
That was good.
Carley, I've been seeing, because I do follow a lot of shark experts, marine biologists on Twitter for this show because I want to like see who I want to get on. What is going on with Massachusetts or the East Coast with basking sharks? I'm seeing something going on with that. What are basking sharks necessarily, and why are people constantly talking about them?
Oh my gosh, basking sharks are awesome. I will say that I didn't read some of the articles that came across, but I bookmarked them. But basking sharks, they like colder water, like cold, like murky water, and they are planktivores. So they only eat plankton. They're the second largest fish in general in the entire ocean, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so that's why some people are usually freaked out when they see them. They're like, oh my gosh, because it's a big animal. But yeah, they eat plankton, so they're always at the surface. So you always see their fins, so it's very eerie looking, but they're at the surface and they swim with their mouths open. Like they just have their mouths open, and their mouths, like, it almost looks like their mouth isn't designed to close because of how big it is. Jada actually describes it as like a giant windsock in the water. It's literally what they are. They just look like a windsock swimming through the water with their mouth open, but they're at the surface because they're eating this tiny little microscopic organisms called plankton. And I think it's like their season right now in Massachusetts and just up north. And yeah, so there's like a bunch of people trying to go out and do something.
How do you distinguish? Like if I'm out in the ocean, which I'm not, but if I was out there, if Eric was swimming with a turtle and like he saw a shark fin, like how would he distinguish? Oh, this is a windsock shark.
I would cut myself and it'll be like, ew, human blood.
Yeah, like,
Do the test.
Yeah. He just gets sucked up.
He's like, oh. The turtle bites me, human blood.
I would say the turtle would be like, ooh. No.
Yeah. So how do you distinguish, like, all right, I'm safe, it's a basking shark, not like a lemon shark, great white, or whatever?
Yeah, so I think basking sharks, they have more of a rounded dorsal fin. So their dorsal fin isn't like a straight triangle. It's a cute triangle. I don't know. It's like it's got a little round. It's kind of cute. But they also, their caudal fin, the fin that they use to like propel themselves through the water, part of that also sticks out of the water. And they're like jet black. They're like a dark gray color and very dark. So I think that's a good way to distinguish them. And they're just huge. Like, I mean, like, there's other sharks that are big, but they get bigger. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, they can get up to, like, 30 feet, like 25, 30 feet. And maybe even bigger, honestly, because whale sharks get up to, like, 55. So
I've never heard about them until, like, a week ago. Like, they're just, like, a hidden gem.
I'm so excited that people are learning about them because they're really cool.
No, yeah, they seem cool.
Are basking sharks docile, or are they aggressive? I feel like a shark that big would be... I feel like they would just be chill.
Oh yeah, they chill. They like just, yeah.
I feel like it would be swimming really slowly, so that would be my first clue not to freak out. Because I'm like, if it's just chilling, it's like barely moving.
Yeah, they just literally just slowly swim across the top. They do, fun fact that I just thought of, they literally jet themselves out of the water. I don't know why, and I don't know if other scientists know why. I haven't seen it yet, but they just propel themselves out of the water every once in a while. Just look up, like, I think it's a breaching basking shark. Just look up breaching basking shark. And these animals, I don't know how they do it because they're so big. They just propel themselves out of the water. It might be something to do with eating, but I'm not 100% sure why they do this. Like I said, I don't know if anyone else really knows why, but it's just some weird thing that they do, which is crazy because they're so cool. So big. Yeah.
I'd be the worst person at a beach because now that I've interviewed like shark experts and marine biologists, I think I know a lot. And then it'd be a great white. I'd be like, that's just the basking shark.
It's gonna be me.
Sometimes from the top, they do look a little bit similar to great whites, but the way you can tell is just
a cute triangle.
Yes, the cute triangle. And it's just, like I said, and you can like see its mouth. Like it literally looks like a windsock. Like other sharks don't look like a windsock. This actually looks like a
That's like that alligator seen my podcast.
They just think I'm crazy. Some fucking lunatic in the same Hawaiian shirt over a wetsuit out of me.
Everyone's like, how did this guy get on here?
You're like, beach security, can we please get him off now, please? He's back.
Rose, that's not your cup of tea, though. You want a shark that'll kill you, apparently. A basking
I know,
shark.
I want all the sharks. What are you talking about? I want all the smoke. I want all the sharks.
Wanted you to get like a shark to protect you. Like,
Yeah,
I think
she wants a security shark.
Yeah, like Zig and Sharko, that weird Tom and Jerry spinoff where the mermaid had a big old shark just following her around. Like, don't mess with her. Technically, that's my girlfriend because she has a really good mohawk, so she's like my own shark.
I'm not like as scared of sharks as I was though after speaking like all you marine about.
Yes, you are.
I'm more scared of moose.
You still won't go in the ocean.
Well, that's also because I don't like the beach. It's like I can't
He's
sit
scared
on
of sand.
Well, when I was 8, I saw this kid peeing on his own leg, and I never went back. I was like, forget this.
Oh, you don't want to go in there. My leg's burned.
He comes out. Yeah, there's a bunch of scrunchies in the water. I don't know what it is. Oh God,
have you ever named any of these sea turtles that came in the sanctuary or anything?
Yeah, Thor.
Yeah, we
you did say Thor.
Thor was the other one. I'll never forget his name. But yeah, we go through. We went through themes. So we had like the Thor one was a Marvel superhero theme. We had like Harry Potter. Space theme was really cool. And then we had like Women's History Month theme. But yeah, when we started going, at first we used to just name them like randomly, just like, oh, what's this one's name? Then we stuck to themes.
Yeah. Was it Harry Potter because it had a scar?
No, I don't.
If it had a little scar on its turtle forehead?
That actually would be hilarious. But there was a turtle with a scar on its forehead, but we named it Kraken.
Here's Harry Potter and He Who Can't Be Named.
Yeah.
My first pet was a turtle, actually. I found it at Sandy Hook Bay, and I named him Speedy.
Speedy.
Speedy, yeah.
I'd love to know the end of Speedy's life.
I know.
Yeah,
I can't.
What happened to Speedy, please?
Because it was my first pet that I found at the beach.
Yeah. So Speedy,
I know.
Speedy, I may or may not have watched Speedy pass away. Tragically, so he got too big for my tank, and my mom was like, "You got to free him into the wild." And I was like, "Mom, in 25 years, I'm gonna realize that that's probably not good to bring a domesticated turtle out in the wild." And so I kind of I'm like probably 9, and I just kind of scoot him down to these rocks, like, "Go, Speedy!" I'm like, "Oh, set, go!" And he's like flipping, doesn't know what to do, and he kind of just like gets between these two rocks, and his back legs are up, and his face is kind of in the water. I'm like, "Speedy!" And like I couldn't get to him because he had gone down, and my mom's like, "We got to get out of here." I'm like, so I don't know.
So you kidnapped and murdered this poor turtle.
Probably got out of it.
But we had a great time between those two events.
It'd be great if CARLEE had rescued him years
I
ago.
know. Just
Rebuilt him, and he's out for blood.
Yours specifically.
He definitely had Stockholm syndrome. He loved me.
CARLEE, I do want to get into the Minorities in Shark Science that you founded with Jasmine, Jada, and Amani, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. So growing up, how hard was it to be a Black woman in that field? How different was it?
Yeah, it was so like I said, I didn't have a lot of guidance in school and in grad school, and that's statistically a woman of color, that's normal because one, we're either not taken seriously, or two, we just don't know. We don't have the guidance. And growing up, I remember just telling people, yeah, I'm gonna work with sharks, and there definitely were some people okay, that's weird. But I really started seeing difficulties more in the later part of my career. So in grad school and just after graduating grad school. And a lot of it was, just people not really taking me seriously, or just, what's the word? Like, just underestimating my intelligence, or just in general what I can do. So that's definitely hard. And then just recently, with being more into science communication and getting like featured on different things, like I just remember specific instances where there was a picture of me posted, and there were a bunch of people under the comments saying like, oh, what is she doing with that shark? Like, blah, blah, like she's torturing it. Like, this is a tourist on a shark. And I was just like, what? It was in a Facebook group that I will not name, but in there had been multiple pictures of shark researchers with sharks in similar ways that I was pictured with the shark. And I didn't really see any comments like that on there. So it was just, that's just like another aspect, the whole internet world now that is just adding to it. But yeah, it was definitely more towards the later part of I'm still technically early career, but more recently is when I started having little difficulties, but also just in general being like alone and just being the only person all the time, and only Black person all the time in all of my classes, and any of my like field work and things like that. So it was a little rough, but I mean, I got through it.
All right.
Got a story now.
And you started the Minorities in Shark Science, which raised like what over the past year, $25,000.
Oh, that was like the first weekend that we launched. That was $25,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I see you guys have a deal with NatGeo now, right, to represent women and women of color on the actual episodes. I mentioned this on Jada's show. I've never seen a Black person on SharkWeek. Like, so like it really, like I've never even seen man or woman. So that's really cool. Congratulations that you got that deal made. That's really cool.
It was really exciting for us.
Yes. As a Black woman who is not shark science smart, see other women of color just killing it and setting the standards and out here just showing what we are worth and like what we can do and how smart we are. Like, I love you guys so much. Like they say, I'm living vicariously through you, because I always wanted to be a marine biologist, but I was just not smart enough to do it. Like, science and I were just not matching school buses as far as I go with science. Okay. Like,
it's not all about the grades though. There's
but to see like you're actually out here doing what I always dreamed of doing, like, just applause to you, because it's awesome.
Thank you.
That's not all about the grades. That's what I told my parents throughout high school, and they didn't really respond too well.
I know.
They were like, no, it's about the grades, you idiot. So it was great, though. No, it's really.
If you keep this up, you'll be in community college for 4 years, Scott.
Idiot.
4 years, yes.
They'll be talking to crocodiles, asking them to watch your show. So Rose has songs called Currents and Tides, and she's never been to the ocean. Rose, you're not that far from Florida. Go.
I have been one time, and I got bumped by a shark, and I was ready to die, and it was a nurse shark, and I was kind of sad.
Oh my gosh, my heart.
Oh, so you were sad you didn't die?
I mean, everyone was freaking out, and I got bumped by a shark, and I was like, this is it. The second bump is the bite. Like, I'm going to die. Like, this is what's happening. And it just swam away. And I was like, well, that wasn't very
You were ready to fight. You were ready to fight.
No, I was ready to surrender and just die. Like, let it have me. I would be fine with that.
I'd be jumping on children in front of me to get out of the way.
I have no chance. I have no chance trying to fight a shark. Are you kidding me? Like, even if I do get, like, one good punch, what's that going to do? Piss it off more. Now it's really coming for blood.
I guess.
Cool J used his crucifix right in the eye.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Horrible movie.
Well,
It could happen.
I don't know, I kind of like that movie.
No, it was bad.
Deep Blue Sea is great.
It's just a classic. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
just, I watched it when I was younger, and it's just, I have that memory of watching it when I was young.
I guess if you go into it knowing what it is a fun movie.
True.
It's just not for me necessarily.
That Samuel Jackson part, though, that is like the highlight of the whole movie.
Yeah, always great. I do have one question for you before we maybe wrap it up a bit. Dolphins, we've heard from our past guests that they're actually pretty evil. Can you confirm this?
Hold on, did you guys see that video of the orca jumping out of the water and pounding that dolphin?
I did.
yes!
I did not.
It was like epic.
This orca came up. The dolphin was going to jump, and there was a bunch of like tourist boats all around. And then, as the dolphin's like breaching out of the water, the orca just goes "Pah!" and like knocks it out of the way and just flops on it.
Wow, that is crushing.
Like they're here for me.
I'm more scared of an orca than I would be of like any other animal, honestly. Like if I was in the water with I remember I had like a hardcore discussion on this topic on Twitter once. I was like, nah, like orcas are not it. I would get out of the water. They're scary. Someone was like, no, like you're doing the same thing as they do the sharks. I was like, no.
No way.
Orcas are smart.
You know
That's why dolphins are evil too, because they are just too smart.
Yeah. The two of them, like those two, seem self-aware. Like they know what.
Oh, they are. They
Kind
are
of like raptors. Kind of like raptors in Jurassic Park. I'm more scared of a raptor than a T-Rex. It's like this dude, this motherfucker could open a door. Like
no, Jurassic Park was inaccurate. Raptors were like 3 foot tall. You could kick one out.
Man.
And they're birds.
Yeah, they're birds.
They have feathers.
I don't like hearing that.
Yeah, but no, I don't trust dolphins. They have their own echolocation. Like they're always up to something. I don't know. I don't
know.
Yeah, and they're very social animals. So like they have
plan.
Yeah, they plan, and we're social creatures, and we have the capacity to be evil. They're social creatures, but like they're more closely like our type of social, not just like a school of fish social. They
Yeah, so we need to not worry about the lonely basking shark just swimming up.
If I saw a basking shark, I would get in the water and just chill, be like, yo, what's up? Like
people
like, hey, me and my
people at the shore be like, what is she doing?
I know. Be like, well, that actually did happen once. I like saw a shark that someone pointed out. It was a big shark too. I was like, ooh.
Carly, we're gonna do a final roundtable before we get to our final segment. Rose, do you have anything else?
What do you have, like any advice you have for like landlocked people like me and other people like to help get involved and just what we can do?
Yeah, I'd say the easiest way, now that we have like all this cool stuff on the internet now, and especially since COVID happened, everyone's been doing more internet stuff. There's like a lot of free courses in a whole bunch of different marine science related topics that if you're ever just interested in learning about it, like I'd definitely go get those resources. And also shouting out Miss, because we have adult content for our Gill Guardians course coming out. So it'll be a shark course that is geared towards adults. So you can and it's a free course. And what was the other? You can donate to a lot of different organizations. I think that's a really good way to be a part of shark conservation and marine conservation in general, because a lot of science research is either government funded or self-funded. And usually the self-funded ones are like the smaller organizations doing more local things, and they run off of nonprofit, so donations. And just other ways are just, I don't know, like for me, I personally connected to the ocean through books and everything. And I just think that that's just the more you learn about a subject, I'd say that the more you start appreciating, and that kind of leads to you, wanting to be involved in different organizations or, getting, donating. And if you live near an aquarium, like they have volunteer opportunities, go for it. Like if you have the ability to do that, just go volunteer in an aquarium. Like I think that's fun. I started out as a volunteer at a nature center, and that was really cool. But yeah, I think I answered your question.
Sweet. No, you did. And then some.
We have an aquarium here at the Jersey Shore, Jenkinson's Aquarium.
For the Liquid Zoo, as I like to call it.
Liquid Zoo.
Oh, God.
No, so anyone watching, go to Jenks, not to drink and get hammered, maybe to go to the aquarium and help out. Or do both.
Or both, right.
Yeah, both. And maybe you'll find Erik's turtle that he abandoned when we were younger.
Or me peeing on myself on the beach, screaming. Help!
All right, Brian, anything else?
No, I got nothing else.
Erik?
No, I'm ready for the next round.
All right, Carly, our final segment. Rose, I know you could participate if you want. You know this segment you did last time. So we do a gun to your head segment. It's like 2 questions each. It's a would you rather, okay? And we take this pretty intense. It's like, yeah, it's a lot of pressure because we don't like losing. And you pick one winner. We ask 2 questions each. You pick one winner at the end. Rose can participate if she wants. If not, that's fine. But it's a little wordplay involved. It's not necessarily Coke or Pepsi. We try to do a little different stuff. You'll get the gist of it. I'm gonna have Eric start this off. Okay.
Okay. Would you rather use your blood to test sharks' attraction or become attracted to sharks?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Become attracted to shark. I don't know. That just sounds risky now.
I mean, both do.
I was gonna say both do, but I guess I'm already kind of attracted to sharks. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
She's like my husband's in the other room. I can't be too loud.
He's dressed as a shark on the couch waiting for
his
All right, Rose, you have one?
Yeah.
Right,
would you rather be a clownfish for your whole life or have to be a clown?
I think I definitely would rather be a clownfish.
Right? Just put you in the water.
Yeah, just put me in the water.
Less creepy.
Yeah, less creepy and just, yeah.
All right, I have to say, I'll go next. I'm very confident about these.
Oh gosh.
Every single time.
All right. Would you rather have an unlimited supply of Swedish fish or be the most famous marine biologist in Sweden?
So many words.
Right?
I'd rather have an unlimited supply of Swedish fish. Fun fact, that is my favorite candy, like, on earth. So.
It's not like I saw a story with you, Swedish fish, and I, used that as a question or anything. We'll just move on. Brian, go on.
You knew it.
Would you rather be engulfed by a school of fish or be a teacher at a school for fish?
Ooh, I'd rather be a teacher at a school for fish. That sounds interesting.
All right, that was a solid round. Round 2.
Yeah,
Eric,
good job, guys. Would you rather have to eat chocolate turtle cake every day or pie a turtle in the face? And you're not eating a turtle, it's chocolate turtle cake.
Chocolate turtle cake. I think I'd rather eat chocolate turtle cake.
Every day? And just picturing you having to pie a turtle.
I know, and I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Like, I'm sure that goes against
its face would be like, it'd be so pissed.
Turtle killer Eric has no problem.
Right?
Yeah, pie him.
Makes me think Speedy didn't leave on his own.
I know. You sure?
Rose, do you have any more or no?
Would you rather live in Bikini Bottom or only have to style Bikini Bottoms as your whole clothing?
That's a great question. That's a very
that is.
I just came up with it.
like,
solid guess question. Might be
so
the
literally
best
only have Bikini Bottoms as your clothes?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen some girls on TikTok wear them as shirts, so I mean it's possible. It was white girls, but I don't know. I'm just saying.
I don't think I could do that. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with I'll just live in Bikini Bottom. I'll work at the Krusty Krab.
Wow,
that was solid wordplay. I got to
Yeah, that was a good one.
Thanks.
I gotta follow that. Okay, for 1 year, the only candy you could eat are Jolly Ranchers, or for a year, you have a job as a Jolly Rancher. Like, you own a ranch, but you're really happy.
Didn't have to explain.
I think, honestly, I'd be a Jolly Rancher. Like, I'd be a Jolly Rancher. Because, like, just being happy all the time, why not?
Yeah.
Right?
And you're on a ranch, you're probably far away from people.
Cows are fun.
Brian, a lot of questions, a lot of pressure here, bro. These are some good questions.
No pressure. Would you rather have to kill Aquaman or be killed by a man wearing aqua?
It's so demoralizing.
Oh, okay, is this Aquaman as in Jason Momoa Aquaman? Or?
Yep.
Fair question.
I don't know, because, oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know. I'd have a hard time killing Jason Momoa Aquaman.
Yeah, he's very good looking, man.
I wouldn't.
I meant more because he's strong.
I want his wife.
He would just kick my ass. This guy's like, he's kind of cute.
No, Carly's like, I just don't want to go to jail for murder. Yeah, he's a very good looking man.
That too, no. Yeah, I think I'd rather be killed by a man in aqua. That would be very embarrassing, and yeah. But you know,
Aqua killer.
I'd be dead at that point. So it is what it is.
Or the singing group Aqua. You could be
Barbie girl.
Oh my God.
Girls playing.
All right,
you
Carly.
get killed to Barbie girl.
Oh no. The worst.
Maybe a next question for next time. Carly, your favorite question. Pick a winner.
I won't lie. I really like the bikini bottom question. That was like.
All
Is that our first guest win?
It might
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
It might be our first.
Oh really? Oh my God.
Our first question. Now,
Okay, Rose.
That was a good
Okay.
play on the
Right.
words. I
what
like.
we like to do here as well, Carly, is shame people on this show.
Okay.
So you pick your least
Hold on.
favorite question.
Hold on. Before we move on, I want to say that Rose got the first win in the last 10 episodes we've done than you have.
We don't talk about that. So it's like,
Dang,
I'm
he just
here-
used me to shame you. That's
Right.
not fair.
That was a lot of things.
it's more
Shade
about
thrown.
winning. It's just having a good time. That's how I look at it, right? Unless I win, then it's all about winning.
Exactly.
Have a bad time in a Hawaiian shirt. That's what Scott said.
All right,
Jolly
Carly,
Rancher, you.
so we like to shame people here. What's your least favorite question? The worst
Oh my
question.
gosh. The worst question.
Ranger.
Please be Scott. Please be Scott.
Ugh. I'm like really trying to like remember the questions.
Be
now.
the turtle murderer, mister, over here.
I know.
He was all trying to kill turtles the second time
Chocolate
around.
turtle cake.
Turtle murder.
I don't know. I think
Turtles.
honestly, I don't think I liked the Aquaman one. I won't lie.
Oh,
Yes. Worst question.
no.
That's what you get, Brian.
Hold on. It was not the worst question.
That's what she said.
Because, no, she said it's the one she didn't like. It has
Worst question.
complete difference.
Okay,
Respect the guest, Brian.
well, we can all agree Brian's tonight's biggest.
I mean, I will say I think that they all were very fun. They were very
Yes.
fun questions.
They were
Very
these.
political.
They had me on my toes.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this was some of the best round of questions we ever had on this show. They were
Yeah.
very
I love
good
it.
questions. Carly, thank you for coming on. Tell us where we can catch you. Plug your Instagram, website, whatever you have.
Yeah, you can follow my personal Instagram, which is at Carlee, so CARLEE, then MJ_, and that's for Instagram and Twitter. And then follow Miss as well, because we've got our Missiversary campaign going on and our anniversary is coming up. And you can follow us at Miss_Elasmo, so ELASMO.
All right.
And yeah.
Thank you very much.